If you provide care for an animal, you're considered responsible for that animal. Arlington City Ordinance says that if you provide care for an animal for longer than 2 days, if you provide food, shelter, water for that animal for 2 days or longer, it's now your animal. So you're responsible for it. So all those 14 feral cats that you're feeding, now it's your responsibility to make sure that those animals get sterilized. So that's why we ask just don't feed them, and then we don't have that problem. If you do feed cats, you must actively TNR all the cats in your care, otherwise you can receive citations for an at-large animal per our resolution 13208. So like I said, if you're going to feed them, you have to make sure they're sterilized. That way they can't be reproducing. If you do sterilize them, then those cats are exempt from laws that say that they can't be loose outside or that they can't eat in your front yard, stuff like that. But you have to get these animals TNR'd. And that doesn't apply to your house cat that you let out and feed it outside. If it's a house cat, it has to stay in the house. If it's a TNR cat, or a community cat that's been TNR'd, you'll know it because it has the ear tip. Those are the only cats that are allowed to run free in Arlington. Not everybody likes feral cats. We understand that, and it's okay. We get it. But we want you guys to be respectful of the city ordinances that govern TNR cats, as well as your neighbors. I get so many neighbor disputes because they're friends, and then they get mad at each other because the tree limb is hanging over in their yard. And then it turns into, well, this neighbor has 75 cats, and I hate them, and I want all these cats gone. We can't just remove the cats from your neighborhood because you don't like the cats, okay? We don't have the resources to move the cats. We don't have any place for them to go. And if we pick them up and take them to another neighborhood, if these cats are causing you problems, do you think it's fair that we pick them up and then move them to somebody else's neighborhood and make it their problem? It's not. Yes? You say yes? As long as they're not in your neighborhood, right? So we have deterrents and things like that to help you guys if you have problems with cats in your yard, that you can't get rid of the cats or you don't want them in your yard. I have solutions to help you guys to keep them from coming in your yard because we can't just get rid of them. And it's important to remember that cats provide great rodent and pest control. They kill rodents, snakes, bugs, and other pests. So they do good things. But like I said, we have these deterrents right here that I'm going to show you guys real quick. And these can all be purchased on Amazon. They're all pretty cheap. They're all under 30 bucks. And they work wonderfully. This, I heard somebody say earlier, this is called a cat scat mat. This is good for flower beds, mulch areas, things like that. I think it comes in 5 pieces, 6 pieces. And what you do is you lay them out, and then you put your mulch over them. And can you guys see the little spikes, the prongs on them? And it has these plastic spikes that aren't going to hurt the cat, so they're not going to puncture the cat's feet. But once the cat steps on it, obviously it hurts, so they don't want to step on it again. And cats are very smart, so they'll learn that if they step in that area right there, that their feet are going to hurt. So they're going to stop stepping there, and they'll stop coming in your flower beds.
What'd you say they're called?
This is called a cat scat mat.
If I'm looking on Amazon, that's what I key in.
Yes. These are repellent granules. People put these in their flower beds as well. This is made by Ortho. You just sprinkle it into your areas that you have cats, and it emits an odor that cats don't like, so it keeps them out. It's supposed to be water resistant, but I would say that you should probably reapply it generously and frequently because the rain will kill it. This is the one that we've had the best luck with at the shelter. This is called a solar animal repeller, and this specific brand right here, this WeCAN, W-I-K-O-O, seems to be the best brand that I've been able to get a hold of so far. What it is a solar ultrasonic repeller, and it repels multiple things. You can change the setting to repel squirrels, dogs, bunnies, raccoons, deer, you have deer, birds, cats, whatever you want. It has a setting, and then you just turn it to that setting and turn it on, and it'll flash a light if you want, or you can turn the light off, but it'll emit a high-pitched noise that they don't like. So once they hit that motion sensor, it'll shoot out that sound and it runs them off. So this will keep them from your yard. So this is, like I said, this brand is really great, and I believe it's between 20 and 30 bucks. And it says 110-degree angle, and it covers approximately 70 square meters. So depending on how big your yard is, depends on how many you'll need. And for people that don't want an ultrasonic one, this is a water repeller right here. What this does, this is also solar powered, but this shoots out a blast of water. Instead of a sound, it'll shoot out a big blast of water. And these work very well, but the problem with them is that they can't distinguish the difference between a feral cat and your legs. So if you walk out in your yard, it's going to spray you too. But I have had people use these and they're very happy with them. It's for yards that they don't go out into, obviously, but they work very, very well. And then finally, this is our TNR trap. If you guys decide that you want to trap a cat and you don't want to pay for a trap, but you want to trap the cat and get it sterilized, we will loan you this nice trap right here for free for 2 weeks. It doesn't cost you anything. You'll just sign it out from the shelter. You'll trap the cats and get them TNR'd, and then release the cats, and then when you're done, you bring it back to the shelter. So these are our TNR traps that we have for you guys. If you're interested in getting cats in your community TNR'd.
What if you catch something else besides a cat?
If you catch something else, you can call us and we'll come get it. We'll remove it for you and we'll leave the trap. So, but yeah, we get that a lot. Possums and I mean, everything. Possums are a big one. And so just call us and we will come pick it up for you. So how can you help? Like I said, don't put food out, and definitely don't leave the food out for extended periods of time. Help us by trapping and TNRing cats. There's a place called TCAP. They have a hard site building in Burleson and a hard site building in Hearst. And they do spay and neutering of feral cats for free. Now you have to be the first person in line, because they start at 8 and they take the first 10 or 12 people, and each person can have up to 4 cats. They have to be in a trap, and you have to be one of the first 10 or 12 in line. But if it is a feral cat, they will do the surgery for you for free. So it doesn't cost you. They're in Hearst and in Burleson. And they do surgeries Monday through Friday, except for the last Wednesday of the month. They're not open because they do training on that day. So we ask you to help us by trapping and TNRing the cats. Like I said, we will loan you traps for free. If you already have a trap, then you can use that trap as well. If you trap a cat that has an ear tip already, we ask that you just let the cat go, because that's what we're going to do. And if you don't want it in your yard, then we'll pick up the cat and we'll move it down a little ways to where it's still in its territory, but it's not in your yard. But we're going to let it go as well, as long as it's a healthy cat. If it's a sick cat that you trap that's TNR'd, then we'll bring it in and evaluate it and decide from there what we're going to do. And we also ask that you sign up to be a TNR transport volunteer with Arlington Animal Services. I'm the only person in the shelter, in the whole city, that does TNR. So I have my job. I take cats to TCAP right now. I bring cats back. I release cats. And it takes a lot of my time. So I would be very, very grateful and appreciative if somebody would like to help us transport cats to release them. We'll provide you with the training. We'll provide you with everything you need. All you have to do is bring your vehicle. We'll get you the cats, and then we'll give you the information where they live, and you can just go and release the cats for us. So if it's something you're interested in, just let me know, and I will get you guys in connection with how you can get involved with it. Trapping. Like I said, please don't ever try to handle a cat. If you get a cat in a trap, don't touch it. Just call us if you're afraid of the cat, and we'll come help you with it. But don't ever try to touch the cat, because the cat can either go to rabies quarantine or the cat will be euthanized. And honestly, if it's a TNR cat, an outside feral cat, after we hold it that 3 days, the cat may be euthanized. Because the only way to test for rabies is to test its brain. So obviously you have to euthanize the cat to test it. So just don't test the cat, that way you don't get scratched and bit, and we don't have to worry about any kind of a rabies exposure. Don't trap on Friday and Saturday nights, and don't trap in inclement weather. We only pick up cats on Monday through Friday. So if you trap a cat, or say you're trying to trap a possum in your personal traps, and you get a cat instead, if it's a Saturday or Sunday, we won't pick the cat up. So then you're responsible for caring for that animal if you don't let it go until the shelter opens back up on Monday. And if you decide that you're gonna trap cats to do TNR and you have some cats that you can't catch, Kentucky Fried Chicken works wonders. I don't know why.
Spicy or extra crispy?
I heard it was extra crispy. I heard it was extra crispy, so I know that's what I would like. So, they say it's a miracle. So just get some and kind of trail it into the trap and then put some in the back of the trap, and they say it'll catch them every time. Okay, and so like I was telling you, TNR provides free sterilization services for the first 12, it should say people, not cats, in line each morning. There is a small fee if the cat is in heat, pregnant, or a cryptorchid cat, which is a male cat that has a testicle that hasn't descended yet. Okay, you guys have any questions?
What about city parks, since they're natural havens for animals? Y'all have a program about trapping in city parks?
My backyard is Veterans Park, so, you know, I don't know, we get lots of cats out of there.
Yes. There isn't a law as to where you can trap a cat at. However, we don't want you to trap a cat in your neighbor's yard. Like, we don't want you to take a cat into someone else's private property and set a trap there without their permission.